Good morning. It is Friday, July 3rd, 2026. I am 27 years old, and this is me, Jordan. Hello. I sometimes want to wave like this because I have a little nephew, and this is how we wave. So when I go to wave to like anyone, that is my instinct now. It's kind of cute though. I like it. I love being an aunt. Being an aunt gave me a whole new perspective and changed me in some way. I know you change when you have your own child. Like, my sister became a mother, and that identity shift and that life change changes you. Like, it changes everything about your life. But I remember when my sister had her baby, and it was like so weird at first, but I felt like it marked a change in our whole family and our whole dynamic. And it's just like, wow, our family has grown by a whole person now. Having a nephew, becoming an aunt, gave me a whole different perspective on some things. Like, it just expanded my view of life. And my parents have always been forward-thinking individuals. We're very generation focused as a family, thinking about longevity, thinking about the next generation and what we can do today to provide a leg up for our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, and so on and so forth. And we always talked about those things, but when it became reality and I became an aunt, it became real for me, and I realized it was like I had an actual revelation and epiphany just by him being born, that this life is about so much more than just me. I was thinking about that, how when you're a kid, you can't help it. You're not trying to be mean or selfish or anything. At least this was my experience. When I was a kid, I wasn't trying to be mean or selfish or any bad thing. But my world was just so small because I was so small and I was so little and naive and didn't know so much about the world, as we all do. Like, at that stage when you're a child, you don't know enough. And for the first, like, I don't know, 10 years of my life, just during childhood, I felt like life was about me, because I was living life through me, through my mind, through my lens, through my ways. And I feel like that probably carried on into my teenage years too. And the teenage years, man, carried on a whole different texture to it. But I don't think when you're young you're trying to be selfish, but you kind of just see life through your own lens and you see it through your own perspective. And for a long time, I just felt like my ways were right and everyone else is kind of wrong. My way of seeing and doing and being. And I don't know, I think when you're young, you just think life, you just kind of naively think that life is all about you. If you had asked me that at that age, do you think life is all about you? I might not have said yes, it is about me. But I think I kind of lived life that way. I feel like until you have some sort of life-changing experience that expands your perception of life, you might always stay in that place of just kind of living life thinking about yourself all the time, thinking about what you want, your desires, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. And I don't know, I think as I've gotten older and because I've gone through certain experiences, like becoming an aunt, seriously, I don't know how to describe it. It just unlocked something for me and made me realize, oh, like one day I won't be here and he will. And any kids that I have, any other kids my sister has, like we will go away, they'll remain. And then one day they'll go away and then the next generation remains here. Like I just kind of got a glimpse of the bigger picture. And I've always been a bigger picture thinking sort of gal. Like I was raised in a family like that. My parents think very much generationally and big picture. But until I had that experience and realized it, really realized it for myself, I didn't really get it. But my sister had her baby and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, it's like I had a Raven Simone moment, in the show That's So Raven, where she like, she has a vision. That it felt kind of like that for me. When she had this baby, I was like, whoa. Life is so much bigger than just me and my little life. We think life is so big and we think we'll be here forever, that we'll never die. We think we're just going to keep on keeping on. And in a way we do. We keep on. Death is just a transition into the next phase. Like your body goes, but your spirit lives on somewhere else. And that's the hope. Man, how did I get here? How did we get into this territory? I got a little off track, I think. Let me get my bearings. I'm going to drink some espresso. I think it helped when I became an aunt to dismantle some of the pride and selfishness in my life that I didn't really realize I had. And there were other things. Like, I've been in a season, y'all, lately of discovering some things about myself, uncovering the nasty things that need to be uprooted, any pride and arrogance and selfishness. And I think that maybe when my nephew was born, that might have been a starting point for me of like, wow, I've really been living life thinking I'm going to live forever and I'm going to do all these things. And life is kind of a way for me to just get what I want. I don't know that I was thinking those things consciously, but those were my subconscious beliefs. And that's how I was living my life. Like when I was a little girl, I thought, one day I want to have a husband. I want to get married. I want to have kids. That's my dream. And that has always been a dream of mine since I was little. But as a child, I was thinking about my dream. I wasn't thinking about what my dream might mean for anyone else. I wasn't thinking about the ramifications of that, of what it means to have a husband and kids, and what is the significance of having children and then raising them and then them having children, and how does that family grow and then change things in the world. Like, I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking very much about my desire of having stability, a stable home, a husband and kids, and having a beautiful family. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I mean when I say, like, I wasn't being selfish necessarily, but my mindset was so small, and I was thinking only about my little desire and what it's going to do for me. Same thing comes to, like, later on, I don't know, after I had grown up some, I always loved to write. And then as I've gotten older, I've really, really entertained the idea that maybe one day I'll write a book, or more than one book. I'll write multiple books. Haven't really done it. I haven't done it yet. I'm a little nervous to start doing that. I'm a little nervous to go there. But it's like with that, I had this desire, maybe I'm going to write books. And I think that would be something, like, I really like to write. That would be something good for me. I'm going to do it. And in the very early stages of that desire kind of coming on and unlocking within me, I was just very much thinking about, I want to write a book. I want to write a book for myself because it'll feel good for me to complete a body of work and publish it and whatever. But then I wasn't really thinking about the flip side of that, of what happens when people read it and how will they be affected by it, and the power of that, the power of your words, of a book, and how it can be so transformative for readers. And the book could outlive you, and it could keep touching people's lives well after you're gone. I guess when I really think about it, when I was a child having these desires, as I got older and I had new desires unlocked, I think when the desire first reveals itself, you really think about you. And I don't think you're really trying to be selfish in that. I think that's just, you can only see so far, and you're wondering what good this will produce in your life. If you have a family, if you write a book, whatever the desires are of your heart, you're thinking about you, because I think we have desires in our hearts because there is good that comes of it for us. And it's fun and joyful and exciting to pursue our desires. But I also believe that your desires contribute to your greater purpose for your life. And your greater purpose has more to do than with just you. Like, I don't believe my purpose is just for me to be happy, go lucky, to get everything that I want, like write books and sell this and make this much money and do all these things and go on vacation. And I don't think that's my purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. And I don't know if I will ever fully understand the fullness of my purpose until I go on to the next phase of life and I transition into the next part, part 2. I don't know that I'll know my full purpose. I don't know. Maybe by the time I'm like 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Maybe by the time I'm old, I can see a better picture of what my purpose has been, but I don't even know if I can give a definitive answer then, because you just don't know what impact your life has on the bigger picture. But I think that's the beauty of desire and purpose. Your purpose has to do with more than just you. It has to do with other people. It has to do with the greater picture. It has to do with the greater good and more people than just you. But I do believe that your desires Your God-given desires are there to help contribute to the purpose of your life. And I think God designed it that way to make it fun for us to live out our purpose, because when you have a desire, you have an ache for this thing that you don't have yet, but you have the patience and the grace to see it through and to keep pursuing it, even if you don't see it fulfilled yet. You have that stamina because you just know you want it and you're aching for it. And then when you fulfill whatever that desire is, it feels so good. And when you live in the fulfillment of that desire, it's like, it may not feel good every day, but man, it feels good when you think about it the right way. I think about my sister who dreamt of having a family and having a home, and she's living in the very early stages of that fulfilled desire. She moved into she had a townhouse with her husband, and then she moved into like a real house a few years ago now. And she welcomed her baby boy almost 2 years ago now. And she'll be the first to say, like, living in the fulfillment of your desires is not always like fun or easy, because it's hard work being a mother, being a wife, taking care of your home. And also, she's an entrepreneur, so she has got a lot on her plate, and it's a lot of pressure and responsibility, but it feels so good. And she has to remind herself of that. I know. Maybe not every single day, but on the regular, she has to remind herself, like, I asked for this. I wanted this. I wanted a child. I wanted a home, a beautiful home with my family. And instead of complaining about it, which is so easy to do, we can easily complain about our circumstances. She has to remind herself that these are desires that I wanted, and now I'm in it, and I'm going to choose to see the good in it and to take joy in the fulfillment of this desire. But yeah, I think that there is definitely a tie between desire and purpose, and I think it's designed that way intentionally to make it a fun, exciting, beautiful journey for us to fulfill our desires and contribute to our purpose all at the same time. It's beautiful. All right. I don't know how I got here. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I might go for now. Drink my espresso, get to work. It's Friday. Got a little work to do before the weekend hits. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Bye.